Sister-in-law ruined my wedding and tried to take over my business. While I was on my honeymoon, I had always known my sister-in-law, Sarah, could be a bit overbearing. But what happened at my wedding and then later on my honeymoon was far beyond anything I ever expected. My name is Emma, and my husband James and I had been planning our wedding for over a year. I'd poured my heart into every detail, from the venue down to the floral arrangements. I run my own business, a small but successful event planning company, so perfectionism is second nature to me. Sarah, James's sister, had never been a fan of mine. Maybe she thought I wasn't good enough for her brother, or maybe she felt threatened because I was building something on my own while she still lived in their parents' basement. But whatever her reasons, she always seemed to find ways to undercut me, usually through passive-aggressive comments or snarky jokes that she'd pass off as harmless. Still, I was determined not to let her ruin our day. Tragican Day. The day started out beautifully, or so I thought, but from the beginning, Sarah managed to find ways to dig under my skin. First, she showed up nearly an hour late for the bridesmaids' preparation, claiming she'd forgotten the time, which meant we had to scramble to keep everything on schedule. Then, just as the photographer was trying to capture shots of us in our dresses, Sarah's dress strap snapped. Rather than quickly grabbing a backup or fixing it quietly, she made a scene, ensuring all eyes were on her and away from me. But that was just the beginning. As the ceremony started, I tried to keep my focus on James, ignoring the mishaps Sarah had caused. But when it was her turn to give a toast, she joked about my business, implying I wasn't capable of managing my own finances or keeping my clients happy. Everyone laughed nervously while I felt a chill run through me. Was she trying to embarrass me in front of my family and friends? And why did she keep looking over at James as if to gauge his reaction? After her speech, she came over to me, feigning innocence. "Oops, did I go too far?" "You know it's all in fun, right?" she said with a grin that didn't reach her eyes. I nodded stiffly, deciding not to give her the satisfaction of knowing how upset I was. The honeymoon. Despite everything, James and I left for our honeymoon. He was apologetic about Sarah's behavior, but he assured me she'd get over whatever grudge she was holding against me. I wanted to believe him, but Sarah's toast left a lingering doubt. Regardless, I decided to push the worry aside, eager to enjoy our trip and focus on our new life together. But Sarah was far from finished. A few days into our honeymoon, I received an odd email from one of my long-term clients, Mr. Hastings. He said he'd heard from a new representative from my company, my sister-in-law no less, who suggested a new arrangement for his event, with terms completely different from our original agreement. Confused and slightly alarmed, I emailed him back, explaining that Sarah had no authority within my company. As soon as I hit send, a flood of similar messages came pouring in. Sarah had reached out to nearly all my clients, introducing herself as my new partner, and suggesting they transfer their business to a new company she was supposedly launching. Shocked, I could hardly believe she'd go this far. James noticed my distress and asked what was wrong. When I explained, he was stunned and promised to confront her immediately upon our return. But I couldn't wait. The return and confrontation. We cut our honeymoon short, flying back early to confront Sarah. As soon as we arrived home, I headed straight for my office, only to find Sarah already there, sitting in my chair and talking to one of my employees. She looked startled, clearly not expecting us so soon. "Sarah," I said, struggling to keep my voice steady, "what are you doing here, and why have you been contacting my clients?" She rolled her eyes as if my question was absurd. "Emma, I was just helping you out. I saw how overwhelmed you were with your wedding and your business. I thought I'd lighten your load." "By stealing my clients?" I asked, my voice growing colder. Sarah scoffed. "Stealing? Please. They deserve better service than you can provide. Besides, I thought maybe it was time I had a chance to prove myself. You should be grateful for the help." I was speechless, torn between anger and disbelief. I looked at James, who was just as shocked. He stepped forward, his face set with determination. "Sarah, this is low, even for you. Emma worked hard to build this business, and you tried to take advantage while we were away. But Sarah didn't back down. Instead, she straightened, throwing us both a defiant look. You know, James, I did you a favor. Emma's little business could be a lot more successful if she wasn't so focused on the clients she barely holds on to. I'd had enough. Get out of my office, Sarah, now. But Sarah merely smirked. Fine, but remember, Emma, I did you a favor. Don't come crying to me when it all falls apart. Restoring order and moving forward. After she left, I spent the next several days doing damage control. It wasn't easy. Sarah's interference had damaged my reputation with several clients, and some had even moved their contracts to other planners. It hurt to know that she had the power to harm something I'd worked so hard to build. James was my rock through it all, supporting me as I reached out to clients, explained the situation, and worked to regain their trust. A few were sympathetic, while others took longer to be convinced, but eventually most understood that I'd been a victim of Sarah's meddling. James, meanwhile, spoke to his parents, who were appalled by Sarah's actions. They confronted her, insisting she apologize, but Sarah was unapologetic, arguing that I needed the competition. Her parents finally gave her an ultimatum: either apologize and make amends, or risk severing her relationship with them. Although she eventually apologized, I could tell it was insincere. But by then, it didn't matter. I had reclaimed my business, and with James's unwavering support, I felt stronger than ever. Conclusion. Months passed, and my business regained its stability. I added a clause to prevent unauthorized family interference, ensuring this kind of betrayal would never happen again. James and I grew closer, his loyalty solidified by the trials we'd faced together. As for Sarah, she continued to drift in and out of our lives, but she no longer had the power to hurt me. I'd taken back control, not only of my business but of my life, and no one, not even my meddling sister-in-law, would ever take that away from me again. When Emma's wedding day is sabotaged by her jealous sister-in-law, Sarah, she hopes that'll be the end of the drama. But on her honeymoon, Emma discovers Sarah's true intentions, taking over Emma's business by manipulating clients and tarnishing her reputation. Forced to cut the honeymoon short, Emma returns to find her business in chaos, only to face a final showdown with her scheming sister-in-law. With resilience and the support of her husband, Emma fights to reclaim her business and restore her hard-earned reputation, proving that no one can take away what she's worked so hard to build.